The first illegal aliens were Asians, because it was legal for Mexicans to cross the border and legal for Canadians to cross the border. It was often illegal for Native Americans to cross the border, but it was especially illegal for Asians to cross the border. And so they're the first people who would get smuggled across the border in the late 19th, early 20th century. But that's changed, right? Now if you're from Japan or China, it's pretty easy to get a visa to come into the U.S., but if you're from Mexico, you can't. Some of the things that I look at are the ways in which state bureaucracies work along borders, often in ways that are counterintuitive to what we might think. So, for example, individual Border Patrol folks who man customs areas often have great knowledge of people who pass through, and so know people who have visas and can pass through on a daily basis as a result of being there or being from the community and that sort of thing, which means that they don't follow the official protocol because they don't have to, right? So we often look at, instead of looking at what state policies are, we try to look at the borderlands and see how they actually function in practice, which often is different than what the rules are. So you go from one agent to another and it'll be different, or you go from one location to another, it'll be different. And I think, lastly, it's also worth thinking about that I look at not only U.S.-Mexican border, but also U.S.-Canadian border. And we think of Mexico as being a troublesome border, but Canada not so much, even though the federal government knows that the Canadian border actually is the one that is most exposed.